Upload. Is it recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's waiting on you. Thought you were going to do the intro.
What's going on, guys? Robert here, Wesley. He wants to talk about what you need to come out and do your first track day. Not pit-wise, but gear-wise. I know a few weeks ago or months ago at Barber, we had one show up in riding shoes, kind of like the Dainese shoes that have little ankle guards and stuff. They're little high tops. While yes, those are considered riding shoes, they're not recommended for track use. The best boot is a full-on length boot. Of course, the Dainese Actuals, the end boot doesn't go as high as a regular outside boot, but that is what we would recommend as far as a good, safe riding boot. The little high top ones, for an intro, for your first track day, you can get by with those. Those are all right, but ultimately, as you start progressing, you want to get a more of a protective boot, because they actually do protect your feet. If you want to talk about it, I'm actually just remembered. I'm gonna do a little close up, so that way y'all can see. Okay, so this is a Dainese kid size actual boot. As you can see, it's got the toe slider. So when you're leaning, getting the bike over, you're not actually dragging and going through the actual leather of the boot. As you can see, it's scuffed there before. At Barber, I'd gone down, did a little high side, slid, and I slid for a little bit. And with this boot, I don't have the actual boot that I went down on, but on the toe slider side, you've got leather out here, but it also has plastic and everything, so you could see where it went through the leather, but there was still plastic and everything that held up. And actually,
Is that the one?
yeah.
Oh, fuck. Well, here's the actual boot Robert crashed in,
Yeah, so you can see it went through the leather.
and why you need actual real boots.
Yeah,
They may be trying to focus on my eye because it's on eye focus, but you might just hold it up there.
there you go. But you can see it right there. There we go. But nonetheless,
Don't wear regular. You can wear, low top riding boots, but I wouldn't wear them anyway. I would just buy real full size, like here's a pair of Tyler's, just another of the same thing. Full size boot with a lot more protection on the back and on the side and everywhere, versus those short top boots are just, there's not a lot there. So I wouldn't buy those. Can you get by with them early on? I mean, within 2, yes. I would have suggested, I'd suggest spending the money. So beside that, buy tall boots. If you can afford the tall boots that are, decent, buy some cycle gear ones if you have to. On to the gloves. Full gauntlet gloves. So none of the short, I don't think we have. Do you have any short riding gloves?
yeah.
No short gloves, full gauntlet gloves. These are hand droid, so they have a little bit more plastic and hard stuff than like some other gloves may. Robert's gonna grab some short ones just as a show and tell of what not to wear.
Yeah, like the street riding gloves, and I think they make some that are a little longer than street gloves. I've also seen people show up not in mechanics gloves, but like leather gardening gloves. Again, not what you want to show up to at a track day. Because one, these offer better protection, whether it's in the palm, the knuckles, they offer just more protection and everything when you're out riding on track. If you're sliding, tumbling, just
Maybe we'll post some pictures. Did you take pictures of your hand and stuff when it happened?
yeah.
We'll post pictures of right here as Robert's foot and hand from a not too crazy of a crash, but definitely I'll post a little bit of the video of it too, of him flying through the air. It wasn't. The worst ever, but it was definitely, the ground's kind of hard, by the way. I don't know if anybody knows that, but the ground it's solid. So I'll post a video of that and then the injuries he got from it, which weren't bad. He didn't get like hurt.
Yeah. And again, this isn't a paid advertisement or anything, but these are the Dane Easy gloves that I was wearing. And you can see where the knuckle hit and it slid. And as far as brands and things like that, at the end of the day, I feel, with my experience with suits, it's just on how you go down, how things catch on the asphalt or what have you. Gear is better than no gear. Brands and everything, that's all preference.
Now on to the suit situation.
Yeah.
I don't know how many, we probably have, I couldn't tell you. There's at least 10 or 15 here, I don't know. You want a one piece. I will say, if I had a choice, I'll always buy a one piece. A lot of people will have two pieces that do street riding for in the hot summer days. You can take the top off when you stop to eat or whatever. Two piece is fine, but it has to fully zip around. So it has to be able to connect together so they can't come apart, in a crash. And technically in the rules, a textile, I can't remember, arrow stitch is okay for novice and intro. Anything above that, you cannot wear that stuff. And I honestly wouldn't wear it anyway. It's a lot easier to go on Facebook Marketplace and just buy a used suit that is maybe $200 to $400, and you can get, like, there's a lot of suits out there for that range that I see all the time on Facebook. If you do need a suit, shameless plug, we have 2 containers over here of rental suits that can be brought to you if you know your size or at least close to your size. I don't know, do we have gloves and boots?
We have gloves and boots.
Gloves and boots too.
Of course, it's limited sizes, but we do have rental gear. It is all Dane Easy gear for the most part, as Intu is a partner with Dane Easy. Or Dainese, I should say. Better pronounce that correctly. Man, I probably butchered it anyways. I'm Mexican, not Italian. Sorry, guys.
Different language.
But, again, the sport is expensive. Definitely get it. And the two-piece may get you there if you're only doing 1 or 2 track days a year, and it's not a thing that you're doing on a regular basis, and you're not moving up through the groups that, if you're going to be a lifetime intermediate person, a two-piece is fine.
I don't know why you would throw Dave in there like that.
We just got people.
Dave for sure. He's been intermediate for 20 years.
No, I think he's still novice.
Oh, novice for 20 years. Jesus Christ.
But it's up to you. But yes, ultimately for track use, yes, the one piece is always the best. And again, brand preference totally up to you. And whatever your budget can afford. And then the main thing, or not, it's not a main thing, but something that you want to invest in to help get in and out of the suit is an inner suit. Whether it's a one piece, zip up, or just compression pants or bottoms and a compression top, make getting in and out of the suit much easier, because once you start sitting out there sweating, you get all sticky, and it makes it pretty difficult to get suits on and off, after you're done riding or getting out to go out ride. Though just that little inner liner just helps to get that stuff in and out right there.
On the helmets.
Again, don't really care about the brand. I mean, I've got my preferences and
No
everything.
Amazon, Temu, Bicycle, no modular helmets. Some people don't know that.
Yeah.
So none of the ones that like the whole front flips up, none of those. Those aren't safe anyway. No half helmets, no brain bucket type things. Any KYT, Shoei, whatever kind of helmet you like. Arai, doesn't matter. Any of those good DOT Snell approved helmets will work. As long as they're not wrecked. Don't bring one that's been obviously just crashed. Now, if it happens to have some dings on it from maybe you literally dropped it because we all drop our helmet, or from just like hitting rocks when you're on the track array, that's okay. But if you can tell like your helmet's been in the crash, no bueno. So that's pretty common sense. Bring a decent name brand helmet.
And while they were Snell approved 15 years ago, you want to have a newer helmet, just because standards do improve, technology improves. So something that's 10, 15 years old may have been top of the line back then.
Material breaks down after a long time.
That too. Bring a newer helmet. We don't require date stamps or anything like that. I don't think most track day organizations do, but racing organizations do. One that we predominantly race with down here is with WERA, and it has to be within 5 years of manufacturing date. It's someone that went down a few weeks ago had newer helmets in their trailer, but for whatever reason went out with a 15-year-old helmet, and they knocked their noggin pretty good. So, it's our head that we're thinking about. It's what gets us going. So definitely don't want to get concussed and things like that. So a newer helmet, within the last 5 years is usually what I would recommend, just for safety purposes. And then along with helmets, I try not to do the whole helmet cams and such, because, and you'll see it in the videos and the promos that, these helmet companies put out there, is that, they develop these helmets to, the curvature and everything to, instead of being a straight on impact, for it to kind of make it more of a glancing blow if you've got something on your helmet that compromises that. So, even if it is some type of mount, it's going to disrupt that integrity of how the helmet's designed to absorb the impact. It was approved in everything the way that it is. When you go and add all these different external things to it, you're changing the integrity of the helmet. So that's why with N2 we don't allow helmet mounted cameras and such.
Onto the bike and what little stuff you need to be a novice person to even get on the track, or be intro, should say, like your first time out there. Basically, it's very simple. I mean, have a good running bike that isn't leaking. You want to have good tires. I can't remember, is it 70% and above wear, like brake pads, 50% above. Obviously, you're not going to go out there and measure, but you need to be judging off your own safety and other people's safety around you. You don't want to go out there on really old tires and then something happened, you crash somebody else. So common sense stuff, obviously.
Look over your bike.
Take care of your stuff.
You're supposed to go through and tape up your bike as you're taping up headlights, tail lights. Go through, take a look at those items.
Grab everything.
Do a little wash. It's amazing how many bikes I've seen come through, and everything's just
never been washed.
Dirty. You want to clean your bikes, not to make them look pretty, but if after a session, you come in and you're like, oh, there's something on my bike that's not supposed to be there. You can tell because, hey, you don't have years of coated oil and grease stains on your bodywork. You had a clean bike. Now there's something that's not there, some type of fluid or something, it can come, it'll pop out a lot easier than a dirty bike with years of dirt and debris on it. Checking your chain, sprockets. I've seen people come out with.
The chain is the worst, I think. Every track day, I feel like when we're teching people, it's either the chain is really tight, really loose, or just like it's never been lubed ever. And I don't know why people don't ever take care of it, because I mean, if your chain breaks or if it comes off, that's really close to your leg. So it's a little sketchy when people roll through and it's not maintained. I'd say that's probably one of the biggest things I see is like people with horrible chains.
Yeah, and so there's just proper bike maintenance. There's typically someone there that can help and help adjust the chain and get you right. But it's just kind of given a once ever. I'm the type of person that I like to have my bike prepped and ready to go before I even get to the track. Some people build their bike at the track, take it apart, build it back, all before the first session. That's just
too much for you.
Too much for me. I like to show up, my bike's ready to go, and the only thing I got to worry about is the tire warmer setting pressures and making sure I got fuel in the bike, which it's all it happens more often than not. You go out and then, oh shoot, I'm out of gas, and then making sure your battery's charged and a key. Your bike's not going to run without a key. I know more of the race bikes have key deletes and such, but making sure your bike's charged or your battery's charged and ready to go.
Especially if you have a Aprilia or an R1, because neither one of those bikes like to start without a good battery, or if it's a little cold outside. All you need to do is all you need to do, other than like normal bike maintenance, which you should be doing if you're riding the bike regardless, is taping up your lights and unplugging them if you can, and if you can, taking your mirrors off. If not, you tape those up. Prefer they be unplugged.
Pegs.
Yeah, zip tie those up. Really, most of them nowadays are held on with 2 bolts that are really easily accessible. So if you can just remove them, it's a lot better. Without going into detail, I know somebody that hit a peg one time on the street, passenger peg, and just like ripped his whole thigh open to the bone. It was not the greatest thing ever. So we tell people to zip tie them. If you can, just remove them. If you can, just remove the mirrors. It's one less thing. But if not, while you're taping everything up, unplug it if possible. I know sometimes on street bikes it's kind of hard to get to anything. It's all super tight. The wiring's all super tight. But if not, just tape it up really good. Just blue, I don't know if we have any here, but some over there. Just blue painter's tape. It's very simple. It'll leave no residue. It doesn't stick the greatest, which is kind of a good thing in some cases, because it's not going to leave anything on your nice, pretty street bike for a lot of people. You're not required to do anything for novice or intro, other than the stuff we've mentioned. But for me, even for the street bikes, I prefer to have my oil fill safety wired, my drain safety wired, and my oil filter safety wired, even on my street bike stuff. Just because I think yours is probably done too, ain't it? Even on street bike stuff. And that's obviously not required by anybody. But once you just see people who've, not tightened their drain all the way, or actually their, fill plug come off from the oil change because they didn't tighten it. With safety wire, it's a visual, like you see the safety wire attached, it's not coming off. It's really that easy. I mean, I don't think, there's probably not, maybe other than dirt bikes, there's not a bike in here that's not safety wired for at least those 3 things. It's just habit at this point, to be honest. I think that pretty much covers like the basics. Obviously, there could be more details of like what you should bring and stuff like that. But it's a lot easier than people think it is to get into doing just a simple track day. For us, say if it's your first time ever, you get the 2 morning sessions, 2 sessions for free. So you're not obligated to do the rest of the day or pay or anything. You get those 2 free. And I would say in my experience, I'd say 90% or higher, they just pay for the rest of the day, because doing those 2 sessions, that's it. That's all you need, and it just pulls you in after that. I don't know that I've personally seen anybody do the 2 sessions like, all right, well, it's just not for me. I haven't seen it. But you get those for free. If you've never done it, 2 intro for free. You like it, you don't, but it doesn't cost you anything. And like I said, you can, if need be, you can rent a suit, rent the gloves. If you just want to try it, I'm sure us or somebody will have a helmet or whatever you may need, something. We'll try to get you out there. I couldn't even think of how many times we've just. Let's Manny, for instance. He didn't have a suit or anything. We got him a suit out there, and he did the whole day. And did he do the day after that? He did one more day. I can't remember.
Yeah, he came back another.
Yeah, he did another one after that.
Yeah, he didn't do back-to-back week or back-to-back days, but he came back
close road
and did
Atlanta
another
we
day.
had.
Yeah.
So a lot easier than people think. This is just the gist of it. We could go in more detail maybe on another day. But gloves, boots, helmet, and a suit can be a 2-piece. I don't highly suggest it, but it can be. I've never owned one, probably never will. I just rather, struggle getting in and out of my 1-piece than buying a 2-piece and being convenient.
The downside of the 2-piece, it makes it difficult to go to the bathroom.
To the 1-piece.
Yeah, and the little 1-piece.
Yeah, the downside
onesie.
to the 1-piece. You said to the 2-piece.
To the 1-piece. Yeah.
It does. It's very difficult.
Because if you are properly hydrated and you're hydrating throughout the day, which you should be, you're going to the bathroom a good bit. I know I am. And then another little extra safety thing would be a back protector. Not required, but always a good thing to have. I know it helped me on my high side because I landed straight on my back. So I can only imagine how
we'll put the slow-mo in there.
the impact would have been had I not had the back protector on. I always wear one. I don't think Wesley does.
Well, why you gotta put me out there like that?
Well,
I don't. It's just, I don't know. I just never have. Not against it. Might be I'm partly cheap and I've never bought one and I don't like probably the feel of it.
I got an extra one, so I got.
I'll try it. We'll see how it fits in my suit. My suit's already kind of tight, so.
No, he's a little thick girl.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'm not against it. I'll try them. I've told people, and I think it was Jeremy and Michael, they were both like, you don't wear a bag protector? I'm like, no. They're like, what? I don't know.
Yeah, and some people take it even further and do kind of like a chest protector as well.
And underwear.
Yeah,
padded underwear.
Padded
underwear.
Padded underwear.
Them hips take a hit.
Yeah.
When you hit the ground.
Had people with big old hematomas on hips and stuff. Just from the impact. But again, personal preferences. But yeah, I think that covers. Gear. And
how to get you there. Yeah, simple. It's a lot easier than people think. If you're local, if somebody that happens to see this will post it wherever, and you're local to Gainesville area, we'll help you. We'll try to fit your bike in here. I think there's like 15 or 16 bikes in here maybe, but we'll fit you in here to try to help you. We've gotten a couple people out, and some people are like, well, I don't have my bike ready or whatever, and some people legitimately they don't have the knowledge to get out there. You're scared. I get it. Like we were all first-time track riders at one point, and it's a little nerve-wracking when you think in your head everybody out there already knows what they're doing. They're super fast, which is not the case at all. Like you're in a novice class or intro, like a lot of those people don't know either. They're all new. If we go to the riders meeting, you raise your hand who's never been here, it's or never done a track day. It's a lot of people a lot of times. So if you happen to be close to Gainesville or, going to a track we're going to and it's close to you, then just come out there and we'll try to help whoever we can to get on the track one way or another. So maybe one day out of all these bikes, we'll have rental bikes. There's so many. Who knows?
Shit. Yeah.
So many bikes in here.
Yeah. I guess we'll
Little
go.
bikes. Starting with Robert's MT-03 though. No big boy bikes. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Well, appreciate you for tuning in, guys. I just realized I've been looking away from the camera this whole time. It's just Tyler's bike is out of frame, but yeah, he's got it all.
Tyler's bike's
dressed up.
together though.
Yeah, he had a little spill, and his
Looks
bike's
good.
coming together, looking good, and I'm just over here just in awe. So, Tyler, your bike distracted me from
Yeah, it
looking at
looks
the
good.
camera.
It's because it's gray.
Yeah, which I like gray.
I like the gray on his bike more than the black.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're out.